In today's video, we're going to go over the God Zealer.
God and Batman.
Yo, this is the GG Godly Zealer that you've been looking for. This is the most godly Zealer for player versus monster that you could possibly build. He has lots of rare items. We're going to go over his items. We're going to go over his skills, his attributes, and then there's going to be some gameplay. If you want to skip around the description, there's timestamps down below. You can just click them and just skip to any part of the video. But we're going to start off with some quick gear real quick. We're using the Death Axe. Going to use Tyrell's Might, Crown of Ages, Rare Amulet with skills and lots of stats, Sacred Targe with increased attack speed jewels, Gore Riders, Raven Frost, for Dungos, Rare Dual Leech Ring, and Steel Wrens. And then on Switch, Call to Arms and Spirit. So we're going to go over, let's go over the skills real quick. Just get them out of the way. And on the combat skills, you want to max Sacrifice and Zeal while you're leveling up. I like to get to level, 10 Zeal, and then I finish off Sacrifice. You want to max Holy Shield. You want to max Fanaticism. And 1 point onto Vigor, especially on this build because we're not using Enigma. We're not using any sort of teleport. Just walking and using Charge to get around, because it's a prerequisite to Holy Shield. You have to put one level of all these to get to Holy Shield. And one on here, and then the rest of your points on Blessed Aim. The more points on Blessed Aim, it ups your attack rating, which makes it more likely to hit any foes that come your way. Stats. Said this in a previous video, but this character has like 3 different setups for him. So with this, you want to be able to use enough strength so that you can use the Crown of Ages. You want to have enough dexterity for that you get at least 10,000 attack rating. I have a lot of attack rating charms here, which helps. And then you want to put the rest in Vitality. And with this build, no points into energy. It only costs 2 mana to use Zeal, and you have Death Axe, which has Mana Steal, so you don't have to worry about any mana, really. Now, into the gear. This is a perfect roll on a Ethereal Death Axe. My buddy got this for me when we were in college, so I really love this axe. I named it on my previous Paladin. This guy's name is The God. It's kind of a joke because he's like, I just mostly play him PVM. So this axe allows you to get lots of Crushing Blow and Deadly Strike. If you don't know, Crushing Blow reduces the monster's life by 1/8 if it's just like a normal monster, and Deadly Strike, it goes up based on character level. So it also has a lot of raw damage as well. If you see that 400 enhanced damage, and it also gives you attack rating. And then also, if that stuff wasn't enough, it gives you Glacial Spike on attack, 25%. That's great for freezing enemies. And it allows you to reposition, allows you to do some mixed damage of some cold damage in there as well. And as I stated, the mana steal per hit is super great because then you don't have to worry about mana. You can just, your belt is just, like, you don't need any of this stuff, right? I have Scrolls of Identity and Town Portals in here to maximize my damage. It is nice to have, a few health potions. But the mana steal on this is great. The crush, it's so much Crushing Blows, so much Deadly Strike. Also, if you don't know, Deadly Strike doubles your damage. So with this build, you have 61% Deadly Strike, and you're able to get more if you wanted to. You could switch out this rare amulet for a Hyloid's Wrath and get 95% Deadly Strike. But I like rolling with this rare Rune Eye Amulet. 2 to Barbarian skills, 30 to Strength, 46 life, 64 mana, and 20 to all resistances. It's just such a GG item that I used to use it on my PvP character, but it adds so much damage, right? So let's see here. Sometimes it takes a second. So you're adding 1k max damage. That's great. And again, like the whole theme for this build is like building it with like the most ridiculous items that you can find. So that's why we're going with this amulet as well. Crown of Ages, speaking of ridiculous, this has two 4015s. That's 2 enhanced damage jewels with 40% enhanced damage and 15% increased attack speed. This Crown of Ages also has perfect resistances and perfect damage reduction. So, and when you're using this helm, it also gives +1 to all skills, lots of defense, faster hit recovery. It is an amazing helmet, especially for a Zealer or any melee character. Some people might choose a G-Face, but I covered that in a previous video. This one, we're going all out. The other thing with this build, I just want to call, like, because your resistances aren't maxed out and you're just doing damage, it's kind of like a full throttle type build. You'll see your life go up and down because you're just life stealing. You're just depending on stealing life as a resource instead of like using potions or like having, you know, life tap or something. There's no life tap on this character, so you're just all out there. I really love playing this. We're talking about damage reduction, so that really helps with survivability because you're able to reduce the amount of damage by 15% for this, and Verdun goes with 15% as well. So overall, you have 30% damage reduction. So any incoming damage you're able to reduce by 30%, and then just lifesteal it all back. This one is a perfect roll on damage reduction, perfect roll on vitality, so it gives you lots of vitality. It also gives you, gives you a lot of life. It gives you like 2k life. With BO, that's a lot more. With Battle Wars, is more. And also faster hit recovery. Faster hit recovery is really great because... Here we go. Faster hit recovery is great because if you do get hit, you're able to jump back and start attacking again, right? So it's really important to have, if you're running something like this, 30% here, 40% here, 1 small charm with 5, and 1 gram charm with 12. And that way you're able to hit really nice faster hit recovery and not worry about getting hit. And if you're in a stun lock state where you're not able to attack, it stops your life leech and then you'll die. So, speaking of, with the Death Axe, it does not have any increased attack speed. That's why a lot of people use, Death Cleaver or Ethereal Breath of Dying or Beast instead. But with this shield, it allows you to hit the increased attack speed breakpoint. This is a shield with 4, I think it's like 39% ED, and 15% increased attack speed jewels. I made it myself. The base of this shield is also an increased attack speed and enhanced damage. And it also has enhanced defense on there. So with this shield, I'm not hitting max block. It's pretty high. But with this shield, it allows you to hit that breakpoint for the Death Axe, along with the Crown of Ages. So with this shield, that's why you don't have to use the Hylord's Wrath with the increased attack speed. And you could just go for a rare amulet with strength that gives you more damage. Damage. The more damage you have, the more life leech you're able to get back life. So this armor, or this this shield is awesome. I love it so much. If you are worried about resistances, if you wanted more ability. I also made this one as well. It's a similar Sacred Targe with not 15 jewels in there. There's one 15 IS slash 30 res of each resistance. So you could get 15% more resistance in this. And the base for this shield is a 45 all resistance shield. So if I wanted to, I could swap that out and I've had no problems with resistances. But because we're going full damage, we're going with this one. Gore Riders, really important to have some open wounds, especially versus some bosses. Faster run walk is great. Crushing Blow is great. Deadly Strike, gotta use this for melee. Raven Frost gives you lots of attack rating, gives you some cold damage, which is good to mix in some of that cold damage so you're not just pure melee. Dexterity is great, up your resistance, or up your attack rating, your likelihood to hit. And everybody uses this ring for Cannot Be Frozen. Cannot Be Frozen is a must, otherwise you're just kind of like slowly attacking and slowly moving around. I'll tell you, if you get weakened, it's really important. I think it's weakened. No, it's not weakened. If you get cursed, where you're slowly attacking or frozen, I hotkeyed cleansing so that you're able to reduce the time of that curse so that you can get back to attacking. It can really mess you up, especially in Chaos Sanctuary. We went over the belt. This other ring, attack rating, and dual leech. So, as I said, lifesteal is really important. You really need lifesteal on either this or gloves. Lifesteal percentage as high as possible. This is actually kind of low, but I like it because it gives you lots of attack rating. That 100 attack rating gives 600 attack rating in the end. And also the fire resist is really good too. Plus it matches the Raven Frost, right? So this is a really great ring. I love it. Could do better. I have some other rings. I think it's on a Barbarian that I could show you eventually. Steel Rends. Now, these are not perfect, but these give you 10% Crushing Blow. These ones have 58% enhanced damage and 18 strength. So these could roll a little bit higher. They could roll 60 enhanced damage and 20 strength. Also, really great place for having a lot of defense. You got a lot of defense here, a lot of defense here, because you don't have a shield that has a lot of it doesn't provide a lot of defense or a chance to block or anything. It's a Sacred Targe, so it's not bad. And last but not least, we have a Tyrell's Might. This is such a great armor. I'm so happy that I have one. It kind of defeats the purpose of having Raven Frost because it has Cannot Be Frozen on it. But I want to show you the play with Tyrell's Might. I also have a Fortitude, which you can squeeze out another 1k damage, which is really great, and you get more life, and it has the same amount of resistances. But for this video, we're just going Tyrell's Might. The blue jewel in there is a 30% enhanced damage, 12 attack rating, 6 strength, and 9 dexterity. So you get a lot of damage from the 36 strength. You get a lot of attack rating with the dexterity and the attack rating. The 30% enhanced damage is great too. This armor has Slain Monsters Rest in Peace. So if you're in like a group of people with like a necromancer or something like that, it's actually not good for them when you're killing people. The other great thing is high defense and the requirements. You don't need any strength requirement or dexterity requirement. I mean, you don't need that for an armor, but you can just use it as soon as you're level 84. Also, the indestructible. So these three things are indestructible. So you're just not using any repair at all. You just don't have to get repaired. This is the most expensive thing to repair, but that's all. And these are more likely to get damaged more than your boots or your gloves or something. Right, and then on Switch, Call to Arms, just a 5/5, and a spirit. This one's it's close to perfect. It's 1% off of the base is a 44%. Sacred Rondage? I never said that out loud. Rondage. Yeah. So here we go. Oh, right. And here is the inventory. The inventory, as I said before, you need at least 1 faster hit recovery, small charm, and 1 faster hit recovery grand charm with 12. So that you need 17 faster hit recovery in your inventory. But these are max damage attack rating lifers. So I have a few of those. And then max damage attack rating. As I said before, this build is missing a lot of attack rating. So I'm just trying to stack as much attack rating as possible. I'm not even worried about life. And then the Annie is a 17, 18, 10. And the Torch is an 18, 17. Okay. Yeah. So I just try to get as much max attack rating as possible. And these, I try to get to match as much as possible too. So, thanks for checking out that build. We're going to do a playthrough right now. Right. So, the Merc Gear, he's just carrying my PvP stuff, and he's got this cool thing. Just so he can use whatever. This is an Ethereal Templar's Might, which if you want to look green, you can look green. It's not a good armor, but I just like it because it's rare. All right, cool. So let's do a little killing. Ah, great. So this guy is physical immune, so he's immune to physical and also cold. So we can see the damage that this guy does on a physical immune and cold immune, right? Now, I try and offset the damage with cold. So this is like the worst. Yeah, and he's stone skin. This is like the hardest monster to go against is with these stats. And as you can see, our mercenary is trying to put in some work. Oh, yep. He hit us pretty hard there. But it's no big issue. Also, you do want to use Holy Shield while you're on this side because you do get some extra skill points. You don't get extra skill points using this shield. So I'm switching to Vigor in order to get around. Let's go down these staircases. And there we go. Coding Overlord. There we go. So that's about the clear speed. 1 second here. Let's do a Baal run. So as you can see, you know, that poison is going to last a while because our resistances are capped out. So I just swapped to cleansing. And there we go. Use Vigor. Get around. Here's some champion monsters. They're no problem. I'm surprised the mercenary hasn't died yet, because the gear on him is not... It's like not helping him at all. As I say that, he's probably going to die right now, right? Give me 1 second here. I just want to show you that, like, he's pretty tanky. Even though he doesn't have max block, he doesn't have a lot of things. He doesn't have a lot of things going for him, necessarily, that most builds would have. Even his call to arms is pretty low, right? And the only lifesteal he has is off that one leech ring, right? But I do like walking around. I like walking, especially using this character. This is something that you'd have to be in the mood to just take your time and... Alright, so check it out. These hell temptresses are immune to physical. And so we slow them with the cold damage. Alright? And our mercenary is also doing some work too. Let's give him some credit. OBS is having a hard time. Too much godly stuff on the screen. Yeah, most of the hell temptresses I just ignore. Because they take so long to kill. I'm not in this run for drops anyway, so... It is good to life leech off them if you need to. Let's just get to the Baal wave. Oh, that amp damage almost got me. Oh, this guy almost got me. So this is what I do. I hide out. There we go. The amp damage and physical immune. Get out of here. Say goodbye to my Merc. He's probably dead. At this point, I'm just trying to find the where Baal's hanging out. There we go. Oh, good. These are not. So with Weaken on, this curse above my head, I'm taking more damage. And as a character that's relying on the damage reduction and eating a lot of the hits, this curse is probably one of the worst ones. This is the other one that slows your attacks. So even... Oh, it's Decrep, that's what it's called. Even though Decrep is on me, I'm still able to attack perfectly fine. Just clearing. Yeah. Let's go. First wave. Shadowbow, huh? Let's go. Second wave. Decrep rock is on. Still able to attack perfectly fine. Got cursed. Just put on some cleansing. There you go. So I used a potion there because these hydras can mess you up. Especially because you don't... So, if I'm just gonna stand here... I'm like, if I just stand here and eat all of their attacks instead of moving at all... There we go. And if you're wondering if this character can do Ubers, I'm pretty sure it can, but it'll have a harder time. Especially, well, here's the minions, right? Minion of Destruction. Lister's down, they're all down. Like, you can do Ubers if you have an exile. You like have to change your setup to the where it's not the same. But here we go. See how long it takes us to kill Baal. His curse weakens our defense, which is fine. And come on. There we go. All right. That's the video. Thank you for joining. Oh, that's weird. It like glitched out. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. If you have anything you'd like to see with this build, let me know. I'd love to show you, you know. This is not often that you get to see all these items on one character and get to see the kind of the damage output that it can put. I'll say the weaknesses of this build is obviously you can't run around that fast. Like there's no teleport. The other weaknesses are, as you saw, if you get cursed with the wrong curse, you're not max res, you're not you don't have max block. I guess like you could put more dexterity points to max out your block. I don't think that extra 5% is really going to help you though. But yeah, the other thing is if there's no monsters around and you can't life steal off of something, then you're pretty boned. The other thing is if you don't get a life ring like this, you can get some life steal off of this. If you're just using gloves though, you're not going to have enough life steal to survive. I've done some damage testing and the difference between 3% and 6% for this build, because you're just relying on that 6% life steal, it's a huge difference. You're essentially having your life steal. The other option is, just going to show you this real quick. You could do even more damage, and you could just go, look, this is like full damage, right? No damage reduction belt. You're just going strength and open wounds belt, which has some fire res. So your fire res is capped, and then you just go this shield. Or, I guess this would be a little bit more viable, right? Here, we can test this. Testing it now. For a video, right? Why not? Yeah, let's check it out. Yeah, so your damage output, so your damage gets reduced so much by not having that other shield. I wouldn't mess with it. I would stick with I'd stick with the godly build. All right. Thank you, Splee, for letting me use your gear. Thank you for checking out the video. If you liked it, hit the like button. As I said, there's going to be more. There's one more build on this character, and that's the PvP version of this build. And looking forward to showing you that. And I'll talk to you in the next video. See ya.